the Page County Democratic Party held a pizza social and meet and greet for the 4 candidates that are vying for the 6th District's Democratic nomination for the U.S. House of Representatives. The winner of this nomination will face off against one of the 8 candidates that we have been steadily reporting on that are seeking the GOP nomination for this seat, as well as any independents that enter the race. Candidate Jennifer Lewis told us why she is running for this congressional seat.
I've been an active member of my community for the last 10 years. I've been serving on different boards and commissions and doing different volunteer work throughout the years, so I thought that this was a perfect time for me to take that passion and advocacy to the next level and all the way to Washington.
Candidate Charlotte Moore is a lifelong resident of Virginia and has served on many different boards and committees.
My public service includes Roanoke County Board of Supervisors from 2008 to 2015, VACO, Virginia Association of Counties, I was on the Board of Directors, NACO, National Association of Counties, I was on the retired.
She explained to Breaking Through that she is the best candidate for this seat.
I served on the Roanoke County Board of Supervisors for 2 terms, and I'm familiar with government and how it runs and bipartisanship and what it takes to make things happen.
While the candidates seem to agree on a number of issues, from pipelines to assault weapons bans.
They had a 13 or 14-year-old kid. You're shaking your head, you saw it, right? And they had this 13, 14-year-old kid go into the store and try to buy lottery tickets. And the woman said, no, you can't buy lottery tickets. Went to buy cigarettes, different store. Nope, you're not 18, you can't buy cigarettes. He put a 12-pack of Bud Light on the counter, tried to buy beer. And she said, no, you can't buy beer. He went to a gun show and bought a rifle. So he couldn't illegally buy lottery tickets, alcohol, cigarettes. But he got his hands on a rifle. So that goes back to the gun show loopholes that we need to close in the background checks. But like Peter was saying, we need to work with gun owners, responsible gun owners, that we need to lock up these guns.
And most felt optimistic about being able to flip this seat that has been held by conservative Republican Bob Goodlatte for 26 years.
I agree with Jen. This is a completely flippable district. I think that the main strategy is to talk to as many voters as we can.
I asked Jennifer Lewis why she thought it was realistic that a Democrat could win this seat in a district Democrats are outnumbered 2-to-1 amongst registered voters.
So the tide is definitely changing. We're seeing, the Alabama Senate race with Doug Jones, and then the race yesterday in Kansas, I believe it was Kansas, where it was a predominantly, overwhelmingly Trump district, and it flipped to a blue. So it is possible, and I think with the right message and the message that I have, we can turn this district blue for sure.
While candidate Peter Volosson agreed with Lewis, as he did most of the evening.
So I'm going to have to agree with Jennifer on just about everything on that. We do need to make sure that, it isn't easy for somebody to just buy a gun. I have to agree with Jennifer on pipelines. I agree with Jen, this is a completely flippable district.
It was candidate Sergio Coppola who separated himself from the pack, repeatedly calling himself a moderate, touting his obtainment of a concealed carry handgun license and the fact that he is the only candidate in this race that has been able to convince a Republican to donate to his campaign. He says all these things combined are the only way that a Democrat could win this race in November.
We agree now that we can't afford our bills. We agree that we can't go to the doctor if we need to. These are the common ground stuff that we need to push on and focus on. And so if there's some similarities, I said about the concealed weapons permit, and I have it. That doesn't win everybody, but I tell you what, when you're able to walk into a room, you should have a candidate that's not afraid to walk into a room of Republicans and go, let's talk. Let's see if I can talk to you and see what we can relate on, and if I can get your vote. Because that's the type of candidate you need to win the Democratic nomination for the general election. I am that type of candidate. I'm proud of them. It's very hard to get a Republican to donate to a Democratic campaign. And I've done it. That's a big deal. Because he looked at me and said, you're in it for the right reasons, aren't you? You're not just playing the game. And I said, no, I firmly believe that we need to fix these things. This is what I'm fighting for. Oh, there's a red sign. I got passionate. I'm sorry. That's what you need in the 6th District. That's what I intend to do. That's what I'm in it for, so.
Whether he has the winning strategy or not, only time will tell. But before he can test it out, he must defeat these 3 further left Democrats in the primary on June the 12th. From the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 621 in Luray, Virginia, Theodore Whitelow for Breaking Through.